Section 2. As mentioned earlier, that Agile formally took off in 2001, and there is limited research in this field so far. It was not really possible to have a large sample size because there are limited professionals who have knowledge of all 5 methodologies. There are limited professionals who have working experience of all 5 Agile methodologies. There is limited number of professionals who have worked with distributed teams using Agile methodologies. The research was conducted through interview methodology, and all feedback was based on participants' personal point of view, and it not backed by any data or statistics in most cases. Before we need to review the charts, we need to understand that reliability and validity are very important factors while conducting any study, since the objectivity of the study is determined by these 2 different instruments, which determines the credibility and consistency of the study. Internal reliability and validity refers to that if more than one researcher within the same study group agrees on the same point. The external reliability and validity refers to how much the same research can be conducted to compare the results. In this study, it would be difficult to ensure high internal reliability and validity as the Agile methodologies practitioner themselves are very limited. The external reliability and validity can also vary with time as the more practitioners gains experience and also add different dimensions and variations to the same methodologies. Comparison of 5 Agile methodologies in distributed teams against Agile principles. In this chart, we can see that Scrum methodology is dominating all other methodologies when it comes to comparing all against the 12 Agile principles for remotely working teams. Another view to support the observation from last chart. We can also see that Kanban seems to be the last one in this category. Comparison of 5 Agile methodologies in distributed teams against project management knowledge areas. We can see that XP seems giving Scrum hard time in this chart by leading some values. But in overall scenarios, in this category, Scrum has an edge over XP and other methodologies. This time, Lean is the bottom runner. Comparison of 5 Agile methodologies in distributed teams against SuccessFactors. This chart again depicts the dominance of the Scrum methodology, closely followed by test-driven development. Kanban again seems to be a bottom runner in this category as Scrum leads by a substantial margin. Comparison of 5 Agile methodologies in distributed teams against communication barriers. This chart suggests that Scrum, followed by XP, is the best respondent to the challenges offered by communication and cultural barriers. Test-driven development seems to lag behind in this category, while Kanban seems to respond reasonably well due to its simplicity. Comparison of 5 Agile methodologies in distributed teams against supporting tools. In this chart, Kanban, for once, takes the lead, followed by Lean. Scrum seems to miss out in this chart and is the bottom runner with a close XP, suggesting how things can change when we shift our attention from one element to other. Expert opinion. The quality and productivity comes at a cost. If you want to adopt the most effective methodology, then you need to pay more price for that, and same goes the other way around. It is important to understand that just like every team and project is different, similarly, one solution cannot be fit for all. Every assignment has its own dynamics, therefore it is always advisable to consult domain expert to design the best strategy. As Agile is all about flexibility and encourages modifications to accommodate ground realities, therefore it is good to use mix of different methodologies. As more professionals will gain experience in working with all these methodologies in distributed teams, the perceptions will gradually change, and that will mean that the charts will start to look different. Remember, this is not the end of this discussion. Rather, it is just a start.
Thank you, Rachel, for such a wonderful session.
My pleasure.
Next is our QA session.